Hey, thanks for joining my hike. I'm Kevin, and today we're out in Newbury Park. And I gotta let you know this, it's my third day without coffee. I try to give it up so far. Mostly because I don't want to become a slave to it. You know, I was getting so addicted to it. I don't want to have to wait in those long lines at those coffee shops. And it's expensive too. It's like $5 for a small coffee now. And then you get to the front of the line, the guy goes, "You want me to leave room for cream?" No, not at $5 a cup. Fill it to the rim. Put the cream in my mouth. I'll mix it when I get home. It's outrageous. When you talk about outrageous, our hike today is going to be outrageous. So take your protein pills, put your helmet on, and let's have at it. My hiking buddy today is, yes, she's a performer, she's a singer, very successful. She's had shows in Vegas, she's hosted talk shows, she's had a variety show with her brother. But not only that, she comes from a family of singers. And no, it's not the Von Trapp family. She's also a doll designer. That's right. Maybe you've seen her also on QVC. She's a mom and she's a grandmother. Today we're hiking with the fantastic, the fabulous Marie Osmond. Marie, tell me what you did last night.
I kind of took it off. Yeah, I've been on tour. We have a week off in Vegas. And so I went out and did some shows with my other brothers, the original Osmonds brothers. I made the four original Osmond brothers come out of retirement and do one last show together.
Oh, did they have to practice?
It was so, honestly,
It was not good.
Kevin, it was so amazing.
Was it good?
Oh my gosh, it was so, I mean, how many people can celebrate 62 years in the business?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Man.
This is like really rocky.
Yeah.
But it was amazing, the four of them.
Essentially, it sounds to me like you've fallen out of love with your husband. And maybe the reveal is you never were in love with him. You were in love with the position he occupied. The things
You were in love with the position. What is that?
And then
Is it a podcast?
And I would say that
It
this
must
is
be.
really-
So your brothers came out of retirement. They were doing nothing.
Well, I have two older brothers that are deaf, my two oldest.
Right.
And that's really how we started, is my brothers had this crazy harmony, the four older brothers that sing. And from the time they were 2, 4, 6, and 8 years old, they could do this incredible harmony. I've never heard anybody have the harmony
Are
they
you talking
had.
about the two deaf brothers too?
No,
Oh. Because that would be crazy harmony.
You have no idea. Are you pushing me off
Sorry,
the road?
I lost my balance. I also have neuropathy in my feet. Being around all those brothers like that also made you kind of tough and feisty too, right? I think I sense a certain feistiness to you.
Well, I'm not a girl.
No, you're not.
I'm not a girly girl,
You're not.
but I'm not a guy. I mean, I really...
You're not a girly guy either.
No. Could this hill be any higher?
I know. I was just going to get to the top. I think there's a shortcut to the falls.
The show keeps you in pretty good shape.
That's what Donny said. I said, "Do you exercise at the gym at all?" He goes, "No, at the show."
Well, and also too, when you sing that many styles, like especially opera, you have to keep your diaphragm.
Where do you keep your diaphragm at night?
What do you say?
You put it on the night table?
What are you trying to say?
Would you be able to recognize a diaphragm if they put it on a table?
I think I could, yes.
So yeah, you kind of grew up with all these brothers, so you're kind of definitely can hang with guys. And,
I'm probably more comfortable with guys.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you didn't.
I'm not into whiny neediness.
Oh boy, we better head back now then. What's your favorite spot in your house?
By my fireplace,
Yeah.
in my library. I love to read.
You got a library?
I do.
Is it public or is it private?
It's private.
Oh. What was the first concert you ever went to?
Wow, I've never been asked that question.
Oh good, I'm original.
Probably my brothers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
When you saw your brothers performing, when you were very young, in your head, were you thinking, I want to be part of that?
No.
No? Or were you thinking, I don't want to be part of that?
Well, I was 3 when I did my first television show. And I remember...
Was it the Annie Williams show?
It
right?
was, yeah. I was introduced as the youngest Osmond brother. But
You took that a lot, didn't you, the ribbon
Sure.
from people, because you're the only girl.
But I was so young. But I remember my dad picking me up and putting me on the stage. I remember the costume fitting. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Green feathers, silver shoes, rhinestones, gloves. But I don't know. You know, life, how serious do you want to get here?
Whatever you want to say.
Well, there were a lot of things that went on backstage.
With the Osmonds?
No, with me, with
Oh.
other, that, you know, I went through some abuse and stuff. And my family didn't know about it, so
Really?
I realized at a young age that it was probably safer
Oh, yeah.
safer on stage
too
than
bad.
backstage.
You should enter from the front of the stage.
I'm not complaining. There are many people that go through those things, unfortunately,
Yeah.
today. But, you know, I don't let the past define my future.
Right, right. You
And
have to move
I
on.
believe in just owning your life and moving forward,
Yeah.
staying positive, and
You've done that throughout your life. You've kind of gone through a lot of challenges in your life, and you have
everybody
risen
does.
above it, and you are happily hiking with me today.
I am. Isn't it a beautiful day?
It's gorgeous. So you have been with Nutrisystem for, I don't know how long,
12 years.
12 years.
Isn't that crazy?
And it works for you, doesn't it?
You know, people say...
I mean, this is not an ad for Nutrisystem,
No,
I'm
it's
just saying.
I have no problems promoting it
Yeah.
for them because it changed my life and it works and it taught me. I mean, who do you know that has been able to keep their weight off for 12 years?
I know. What was your downfall? Was it late night eating, big portions?
I think when my mother got sick, and I think a lot of women have this thing where we take care of everybody else but ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I was just kind of, you know, taking care of my kids, and my marriage wasn't that happy. And
Right.
my mom, I'd go stay with her from midnight till 6 in the morning. And then I was doing a radio show, and so I would go in there and pound food and try to stay awake.
And what was your food? You into sweets or carbs, or
I think carbs.
like you love breads and pastas?
Yeah,
Me
and
too.
I mean, I've always tried to be careful with what I eat, but I think the biggest problem that I had is I ate inconsistently.
Yeah,
And
because you're
so-
always on the road and stuff, and
And I think women do that. We like get the kids out the door, go to school, go to work, da-da-da. And then we all of a sudden go, I'm hungry, and then you shove it in. I eat more now than I've ever eaten.
I was like off sugar for 6 months because I had a real problem with sugar.
Painful, huh?
But then I fell off the wagon. I was in New York a couple weeks ago, and I am like in the middle right now of just a sugar frenzy. I'm eating everything I see.
It's addictive. My gosh, sugar. You know, I just read that they put sugar in cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah, because sugar is like more addictive than cocaine, they say.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I did a bump of sugar this morning, and it was crazy, man. What a rush. You spent a lot of time in Vegas performing. Here's my big question. Did you ever meet Elvis Presley?
Oh, yeah.
You did?
Oh, sure.
What was he like?
He was really sweet.
That
And-
accent was just a front, wasn't he? He didn't really have that Tennessee accent, right?
No, kind of did. Thank you very much. I know everybody has their Elvis story,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, I've worked with so many amazing people.
Can you remember one story he told you?
Yeah, well, he loved my mother. He was like,
Olive?
if you look at his mom and my mom,
Yeah.
they looked alike, but he missed that human connection. Because I think he was isolated so much. But we come to Vegas and there'd always be these gigantic flowers in the dressing room. Huge,
Elvis?
huge. And they were always to my mother.
Oh, wow.
And I would like, you know, she'd talk to him for hours and I'd kind of like sneak by the door, you know, just to kind of listen, and she'd shut the door, goodbye.
And what was he wearing, like, when he was just casual? Was it just like a short sleeve shirt?
Jumpsuit.
A jumpsuit? No, he had a casual jumpsuit? Like a Tommy Bahama thing?
Just shirt and pants. You know, those
Yeah.
those kind of Taiwanese shirts. And
All right, Marie,
but
I
he
think
was
we're
so
in-
super sweet, really nice, and
Yeah.
I think lonely.
Yeah. Did you ever look at...
He actually said, he goes, don't do what I did. I was isolated from my fans. And he said, make sure you know them and shake their hands and let them know you.
Your run at the Flamingo was supposed to be 6 weeks. And it turned into what?
It's our 11th year.
11th year.
Isn't that crazy?
How much longer will you guys be doing it?
Well, here's the scoop.
Ooh.
We were gonna call it at 10.
Yeah, nice round number.
And we decided to do Spinal Tap and make it to 11 because
Nice.
it's one more.
It's one more. It's one more.
But you know, there's so many things that I don't know that I would like to still do while I can.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
something
Do
I've
you-
always wanted to do, but so I went to New York and studied with Lee Strasberg, and I was there when he passed away. But it was also when we lost all of our money. I got a call from my mom, and she said, "Honey, are you sitting down?" And she said, "Everything's gone." And my dad was brilliant.
But he was a thief.
No.
Oh, it wasn't him that took it?
No, my brothers told my dad to retire,
Yeah.
and they hired some people that were thieves.
Oh, no.
But it's
That's-
their fault. I mean, it was, it was
that's
their
one of
fault.
those
They
things.
power of attorney, you sign your own checks.
Yeah.
So at a time in my life where I wanted to pursue this, I had to come back home and do a couple films that I was told to do to help
Not adult films.
pay no
Okay.
to help pay bills. And so maybe not my most favorite script or whatever, but I'm excited about these because these are some fun stories, and
Have they
you
come
don't
out
have
yet?
time when you're doing a residency.
Right. When did they come out?
They'll be out within a year.
And these guys that absconded with the money, are they in prison now?
I don't know.
I'll find out for you.
Doesn't matter. Do you know, honest, bitter never get you better.
No.
It is what it is. My dad, I'll never forget when he said, "It's your fault," to my brothers. He said, "And you're not going to file Chapter 11. You're going to pay everybody back." And we sold everything to pay them all back.
What do you have a good eye for?
Nice men.
Look, rattlesnake.
Ooh, they can leap far, you know that.
You know that. They could jump.
Yeah, they can push themselves.
You don't want to be walking through that tall grass, huh?
No, you don't want to walk through the grass. That's why they have the nice paths. I mean,
Let's get ready to run.
we're in their territory.
That's true.
I have kind of a crazy portfolio. I mean, you look at I'm the first celebrity Barbie.
You did.
Barbie and I are the same age. She's aging better, ticks me off, but
You had the first celebrity Barbie.
but I mean, I have like this crazy portfolio of things, and I can honestly tell you, there is nothing more rewarding or more difficult than being a mother. It is the hardest job on the
I
planet.
can imagine.
And it is the most fulfilling. Look, in 30 years, 40 years, no one's going to know who I am. They're not. I mean, they might know Children's Miracle Network because hopefully that will be around for my grandchildren and great-grandchildren. But they're not going to know. I walk and I talk to the young kids today because, I mean, I grew up with, Perry Como and Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
And I mean, Sammy Davis Jr. taught me to walk on a stage and all these things, And they don't even know who they are. Bob Hope who.
No, believe me, I know.
But you know what? What I will have, my legacy, is my children. Now I have grandchildren. I have 4 and 2 more on the way.
Marie Osmond's
It's
grandmother.
so awesome.
Marie, you have been saddled with some craziness over the years. Your house burned down?
Yeah.
How did that happen? You weren't smoking in bed, were you?
Yes. Shoot. I was heading to do a speech for a group of young women, and my baby at the time, Abigail, was 2, and I just kept feeling this feeling to take her. And so I bought a ticket last minute to fly her with me. I'm like, this is stupid. I'm going up in the mountains to speak with all these girls and she's still in diapers. When I landed, they said your house, I mean, it was like massive on fire. The whole end of it where the garage
got there and you
was
saw it.
blew up because we had just filled up our wave runners. I mean, the whole end blew off.
And a lot of kerosene.
Terrible. And
You were standing
they
out
said
front of the
that-
house watching it burn.
No, I was in LA. I was here.
Okay, that's your
I watched
alibi.
it on the news.
Okay.
But But when I got home, I mean, I saw all of it. But they said that my one son started it, my little one. He was playing with some matches.
Yeah.
But she followed him everywhere.
Yeah.
And the door was really heavy into the garage. And in my heart, I feel like, he ran in to get something to put it out.
Yeah.
And she might have been locked in that garage.
Oh my gosh.
So I feel like that was a great blessing. So no one was hurt. I lost
Thankfully.
everything.
You've lost everything several times.
Yep.
But
Even my mind.
It just goes to show you don't really need anything.
No,
except
you
for your
don't.
health and your children or whatever, the
It's
material
so true.
things you don't
Kevin,
really need.
you couldn't be more accurate.
But I like this camera. I can't lose this.
It's important to you.
What is one of your favorite movies? I won't say what's your favorite movie because, it's hard to do, but...
I love The Notebook. Isn't that a beautiful story?
So you're a romanticist at
I
heart,
might
right?
be, yeah.
You fall in love easily?
No. Well, when I do, it's legit.
What advice would you give, like, a daughter if she were looking for a guy?
I'm not getting involved. I'm staying away from that one.
Okay. Would you say that when you were a teenager, people would say you were quiet, or would you think you were kind of wild?
Well, I love to have fun.
You do?
Oh, sure. But I was, so I'm kind of an analytical maybe. But I grew up with everybody. And most of my peers, friends that I hung out with, they're not here anymore because of drug overdoses and,
And you never did drugs?
I never did. I don't know. I worked hard. I don't think I'm super talented. I think the thing I have going for me is I work hard.
Persistent.
Yeah, and because of that, I've been able to push myself vocally. I've done so many things because I love to push myself, And so I learned to sing lots of different styles, but it was during that show that I realized I could sing opera, and I studied it for like 15 years before I ever sang publicly.
Have you ever done an opera?
No, I haven't. I'd love to.
Because I've written one, and it is kick-ass. Sorry, I wish I
Send
did.
it to me.
I wish I did.
You're kind of funny.
Thank you, Marie. What a great hike. That was exciting when that snake came out. The rattlesnake was about 4 or 5 feet long, and she didn't even flinch. That's what happens when you grow up with a lot of brothers. She's got it together. Thanks for joining. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll catch you next time. Happy trails.